Welcome back to this week's edition of Good Evening KU. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Annika. Today's show is a little special. As you all know, it is Election Day. Our crew will be doing an election update now and again at 5. KUJH will also provide updates throughout the evening with the 30-minute show at 6, 10-minute updates at 7, 8, and 9, and closing a 30-minute show at 10.
With many Americans heading to the polls today to cast their ballots, the last thing on many of their minds is voter suppression. But for University of Iowa football player Jaimin Colbert, this sadly turned into reality. The linebacker released a tweet earlier today that he was almost denied the ability to vote due to a non-compliant election official.
This is something that many Americans potentially face today. If you or anyone you know is a victim of voter suppression, please call the Election Protection Hotline at 866-687-8683.
A large temporary non-scalable fence has been built around the outside of the White House in order to deter violence many people are expecting around the country. According to CNN, the fence is the largest of any security measures being taken, although cities around the U.S. have shut down and boarded up.
Atlanta, New York City, Dallas, Los Angeles, Washington, D.C., the Twin Cities, Pittsburgh, Boston, and Sacramento, among others, have all seen a dramatic shift in the tone of the city as businesses board up their windows and doors and are taking valuables out in fear of retaliatory violence after the election results roll in. Fear runs high as many people make plans to stay in and stay safe, afraid of dramatic action that may come later tonight or tomorrow morning as a result.
With tensions high and fear of violence breaking out following the election's result, local residents are preparing for the worst as well.
A member of the KUJH went to a plaza in downtown Kansas City today. Many businesses are boarded up and are taking precautions for later this evening. Catch the KUJH show at 6 to learn more.
That's all we have for you for now. Let's go to Adrian with the Election Day weather update.
We're seeing beautiful conditions here in Lawrence. Right now we have a temperature of 77 degrees with a light breeze out there. Winds are from the south at 12 miles per hour. And right now we're seeing temperatures across the entire U.S. pretty nice. Northeast Kansas got into the lower 80s for some of us, but beautiful conditions for much of the Midwest and even for the Southeast. A little bit colder to the Northeast, but overall everybody's seeing those pleasant temperatures. And on satellite, there's really nothing going on across the entire U.S. We are under a pretty large ridge that goes all the way up into Canada and then down through the northwestern part of the U.S. So if you're under a trough, as we call it, then you are experiencing some weather, but most of us are remaining dry, except for when the people that are under the trough. There's some snow showers in the northeastern part of the U.S. and some rain showers in the northwest, but most of us are seeing beautiful conditions countrywide to get out there and vote. So I hope everybody got out there to vote because it was beautiful conditions for everybody. And for this evening back here in Lawrence, we're going to start to cool off back into the upper 50s, 57 degrees by 9 with mostly clear skies, and the winds are going to remain pretty breezy out there from the south-southwest at 10 miles per hour. And for tonight, we're going to have a low of 50 degrees, mostly clear skies out there and breezy with the south-southwest wind out at 10 to 15 miles per hour. And tomorrow, we will start to see more clouds build in the afternoon hours, but we will still be pretty warm out there with a high of 75 degrees, but our winds are going to remain breezy from the south-southwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour, and we could be seeing some gusts up to 30 miles an hour, so going to be a pretty breezy day. And though we're seeing beautiful conditions here in the U.S., there is unfortunately another major hurricane that's hitting, this time Central America. Category 4 Hurricane Eta. This is a historic storm, has winds of 140 miles per hour, gusts up to 165, and right now it's moving to the west at 5 miles an hour. This is the strongest Greek named hurricane on record now. Just as 2020 goes, everything continues to be a new record, and it's pretty unfortunate because it's going to meander around Central America over the next several days. And with those type of winds and the torrential rainfall it's dropping, it's going to lead to massive landslides and just a lot of damage is going to happen down here in Central America. But if you notice, eventually it's going to curve out back into the Caribbean and then head towards the Gulf, and the U.S. is now included in the cone. So we are not done with hurricane season here in the United States. It goes until November 30th, and I'm starting to think this year we will continue to see it well past that because things just continue to keep happening in the tropics. But our extended forecast here in Lawrence, we're going to see a pretty beautiful week. Temperatures are going to stay in the 70s through the weekend. Sunday with the high of 72. Rain chances return then also as our next weather maker comes into the area. Then as we get into early next week, that's when we're going to see a powerful cold front push through. So the 70s won't be lasting long because we are expecting some active weather to move in and even some rain and possibly a couple snowflakes mixing in Monday night with that low of 34 and then a high of only 40 on Tuesday. Well, that's all we have for you for right now on this special election day. Stick around and we'll see you back here shortly with more coverage at 5 p.m. But for Good Evening KU, we'll see you back here next week.